going to give you 5 tips and tricks I like to kind of use during college, and I feel that since I just graduated college that I think I have a little bit of permission to show you guys what I did and what works for me. So if you would like to see a little bit more of what I got to do in college as well as the tips and tricks I use studying, then just go ahead and keep watching. I was requested from Snapchat to kind of help give some current students a little bit of college help, whether that was kind of ways to study, how they focus, what I did and what I'm doing. And so kind of going for that, I just graduated in May with my bachelor's degree in strategic public relations and digital media. And so I focused a lot on marketing and kind of digital media per se as a graphic design. I really love graphic design and I really love like creating things, which is why I love YouTube, because it's kind of within my digital media field. And public relations, I get to talk to people, and so that's part of what I love to do. A lot of studying and different things. I kind of was really creative throughout college, but I also watched a lot of YouTube videos to really help me. Okay, so one of the #1 things that I always do when it comes to school is I take notes, but I hand write them. I feel that if you hand write notes, you're mentally thinking about the notes as you write them, and so I feel like when you go to make flashcards or go to study them in your notebook, your brain kind of remembers what you've already written down. And I definitely recommend notebooks. I get like thick notebooks like this. They're just easy one subject notebook. For me in college, I used my laptop a lot for a lot of my work and assignments, but when it came to like taking notes and reading the chapters out of the textbooks, I always went to the notebooks and I hand wrote everything. I swear, I think I'm gonna have arthritis by the time I'm like 40, or I probably already do. Number 2 is I always have a USB drive on me. There's a bug. Ah! Okay, redo. This puppy is your best friend. You know, my grandma always emphasized that I needed a USB drive, and I was like, no, I don't. Everything's gonna fit on my laptop. Listen to your grandma, guys. Okay. USB drive was my best friend in college, and now I have an external hard drive, which is still my best friend. What they do is it doesn't overcrowd your laptop. So if you want to keep all of your school assignments on a USB drive, or have to like travel computers, or whatever the case may be, you always have your documents, your information on the USB drive. And so when you plug into a computer, you can just continue what you were working on before. Always had to travel with this everywhere I went before I got a laptop. And then now my external hard drive has like my YouTube videos, my photography. It has a lot of my homework that I worked on in college. The USB drive is very useful. It's just very convenient, and it keeps a lot of data. Mine is a 16 gig, and they're super inexpensive. They're like 20 bucks, and they carry a lot of information. So they're definitely worth that. Definitely an organization kind of tip. Keep separate folders and years and date things, because when you go to refer to them, like when you're trying to find something, it'll make things a little bit easier for you. So that's kind of why I really like a USB drive. Music. Music is very, very helpful for me. I really love listening to jazz on Pandora. It's just, you gotta try it. Just try it. You might think I'm crazy, but just try it. I never used to until my roommate in college, she would listen to nothing but classical music, and I swear it would put me to sleep. But really, it just calms your mind so much that it helps you focus. Shout out to my roommate, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be loving jazz while I'm doing my homework. Time management. I'm about to show you my school planner from the end of the year. This was May. I like to keep things in a color code. So like I color code everything, and it's very helpful for me because then when I write something in the planner, I know what color that means. And so again, it's very, very organized. And so I really love the way that it kind of helps keep everything in a day-to-day basis, and you can kind of keep things organized that way. I used my planner every single class period I went to. I would make sure I wrote the agenda on the board, the homework that was due for the next day, and then I would make sure when I'm doing my homework that I would go back and I would cross it off when I finished it. So that's definitely very useful. A planner is really going to help you time manage and organize your homework if you have multiple classes going at once. As for me going into my master's, I'm just going to be having one class, so I'm just going to use a binder and kind of go from there. I'm not really sure how I'm going to really organize and study for this class. I definitely am going to be taking a lot of hand notes because it's online, but it's definitely going to be a little bit challenging and a little bit different than what I'm used to with my bachelor's degree. Don't forget about yourself. You are not going to focus on your homework if you're stressing about work, if you're stressing about kids. We love our kids. I don't have kids, but if you have kids, we love our kids. I love my siblings. But sometimes you got to take a break and give yourself some space, some time. Love it. Hide in the pantry room with the bag of Cheez-Its. It's okay. You got to take a breather sometimes. And in college, I never did that. I was always running. And sometimes it's great to just take a breather, take a sit back, take a rest times, take a coffee break, and remember that it's okay. You're gonna get through it. It isn't forever, and you're amazing, and you can do it, and it's possible. I literally used to have like sticky notes all over my desk or my laptop or on my laptop that kind of motivated me that I am still good enough, that to take a breather, to make sure I'm getting lots of rest, drinking water, taking care of myself. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, you're mentally not studying. No matter if you're studying, you're not studying, because if you don't take care of yourself, then you're not going to study. And if you don't study, then those A's are not going to happen because you're not studying. Then that's it. So that was 5. Definitely would say when it came to studying, I probably tried to study at least 2 to 3 hours a day, but I skipped like Saturdays. Saturdays were my day off. It's like working out. If you don't give yourself a day off, like, you're gonna be exhausted, you're gonna be sore, and you're gonna forget why you're doing what you're doing. Make sure that you're resting, but don't rest too much. The 5 again. 1, write everything down. You will remember it so much easier if you write everything down. As for flashcards, don't use Quizlet. I did, but it was really helpful on the computer sometimes, and I wrote them down on flashcards. Okay, 2, use a USB drive. It's definitely going to help you keep everything organized, put together, and you'll be ready to go when you need to plug it in. 3, music. Definitely love music. Music, it can be very soothing when you're doing homework. Nice quiet music. Not Ariana Grande, not Demi Lovato, or that rap stuff. We love them. They're amazing, great artists, but they're not going to help me focus because I just want to dance. So, listen to soft, clean, classical, lovely jazz like I do. It's amazing, and you'll never go back. Then, number 4, always use a planner. A planner is really going to help you keep everything in line so you know what's next, you know what to do for that day, and you know when to get things done, and you know what to do ahead of time. Once you're ahead of the schedule, you're kind of really organized and you're really time managed. So it's going to really help you get things done quicker. And then 5, don't forget to get rest. You definitely need to get rest and care about yourself. Don't always just do school, school, school. You want to do you. In between. Kind of do both, if that makes sense. That's all for this video. This was just an easy, kind of short college video. And I appreciate you watching, and can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye.